Hello, everyone. Welcome to the series of Know the Social Sector. Today we have Abhishek from Muskaan Dreams. Hi, Abhishek.
Hello, Sanjana.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. So my name is Abhishek, and I am the founder of Muskaan Dreams, which is a non-profit which is recognized by Forbes 30 under 30. And what we are trying to solve is basically the digital divide in the government school education system. We know that there are, the millions of government school children where the technology is not there. They don't have computers, they don't have internet, and they're not connected with the digital world as we are. I feel, I'm really glad that we are able to connect and, discussing this whole thing, by using the Zoom tool. But there are millions of children and teachers in the country who are not as lucky as we are. So that's where, we as an organization is actually trying to solve the problem for the children, basically.
Thank you so much for telling us that. Would you like to briefly tell what is the core? Because you said digital divide, right?
Correct.
Um, this is a core issue the organization is trying to solve, but how are you trying to do it?
So how do we do that? Basically, we partnered with the state government, right? So, for example, we're working with Madhya Pradesh, we're working with Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan. So currently, we're working in 4 states in India, which is majority in the central part, east part of the region. Uh, so, the first thing, basically, we partner with the state government. And the second thing is like we are running with a couple of initiatives to solve this digital gap. That one is focusing towards our approach, how our approach looks like basically that it's a twofold approach. That one, at one level, basically, we are ensuring the digital access for the student. It includes the devices access, it includes the internet access, it includes the content access, right? So we partnered with corporates and the government organization basically to support these schools with sort of good infrastructure in terms of smart TVs, computers, tablets, right? So that is one. The second thing, basically, even though you have the digital access, but you don't know how to use it, right, for your learning purpose. So how do we ensure that? So second, then our second part comes, which is the adoption, right? Where we have our sort of digital sathis as a ground force, and these digital sathi works closely with at district level, block level, with teachers, principals, and officials, right? So they ensure basically that they provide sort of all kind of training support to the teachers, including how they can use Zoom from basic digital literacy to the advanced digital skills, basically for teaching and learning, basically purpose, right? So that's how we build the capacity of the government school teachers, and by using those sort of capacity building program, that our teachers are actually capable to use technology for their better purpose, basically for teaching and learning inside the classrooms. So that's exactly we are actually trying to solve this problem.
Could you also briefly tell about different programs you are running in Muskaan Dreams?
Correct. So we are running a couple of initiatives which is around technology and the future learning basically. So one is the Digital Shala. Digital Shala is one of our flagship program. We are working with 500 schools in Digital Shala. So what this program is exactly, that program is all about digital learning for the students, basically to improve their learning experience, to improve their learning performance and the academic performance, especially when it comes to the science and mathematics as a concern. Uh, so how do we enable, right? So we provide the devices in terms of, in some schools we have provided the smart TV, like one-to-many approach. In some schools we have provided the tablet, basically that one-on-one approach for the students, right? And both have their own, impact, so sort of assessment and the levels that how is it impacting the children learning and the teachers, you know, engagement basically inside the classrooms. So that is one program where we provide device, we provide internet, we provide the content support to the teachers and the children basically, and then our team works closely with the teachers for a year and 2 years basically as per the need, so that we'll ensure that whatever your teachers are using and whatever we are actually training them, how they can use for the teaching purpose inside the classroom by leveraging the technology in the right way. The second program which we are working on, which is the Innovators of Tomorrow. So this program works around future tech, right? It includes the basics of programming, the computer science, the coding, right? So that's the another program which we are working on. The third initiative which we are doing is basically a digital shiksha. Digital shiksha is a WhatsApp chatbot that we use for teachers capacity building, right? So few things we help teachers to work on the ground, like we provide ground training, but there are multiple things basically which we ensure that how can we deliver it to by using the technology at the right manner so that teachers will be engaged through our platform.
What does the organization culture look like in Muskaan Dream? And what is the organization's stand on diversity and inclusion?
So I think culture defined with the thought basically like what is the belief system of the organization, right? So I think and what is the organization? The organization is the key people, those who are driving those, the organization, the culture, the values basically. Uh, so I think that our belief system, there were like three, four things which I would like to highlight. That one was basically that since day one, it was very clear that there is no boss actually in the organization, right? If every person is there, it is just for the responsibilities because they have some extra responsibilities, nothing that basically. The third focus, which is all around it, how can we become more people centric in terms of the flexibility of the organization? So we want people, those who are flexible within the system. However, at the same time, we also ensure that we are enough flexible. But yes, we are open for everyone. There is no bias ki aisa nahi until unless if you are able to go.
How should a individual apply through an application or resume sharing over the email? How does that work?
So we don't want to waste the time of the person who's coming and applying in the organization. So I think we have cut down all those processes. Now what we simple follow that if we like the profile, so we actually people used to share the profile through one of our email address. We received it, we review those profile, and then if we like the profile, we directly schedule the call with that person. If everything is okay, everything is fine, then it goes to the assignment in some cases, but not in every case, basically. Right. So we have removed the assignment as well. What is the matching is basically that there were certain, you know, things which is around skills and of course the behaviors basically, right? And I think in fact more than skill, the behaviors, because that's where, uh, I mean, the gap is, right? So it is important that if the person is coming to the organization, like what is their belief system? That is very, very important for us to know. The also important is basically the culture which we are trying to build. So flexibility is one of the things, right? Which we want from our team.
What does a career pathway for an individual look like in your organization?
It depends on your contribution. It depends on what you want actually, because sometimes when people come into the organization, they don't even know like where they wanted to reach, even though they know कि मैं कहाँ जा सकता हूँ, right? So how aspirational you are, it depends completely on the individual. See, organization always open for such people if they want to take more responsibilities, if they want to do something new, if they want to innovate or think. Organizations are always open. In majority cases, exceptions are always found. But I think it depends on the individual that how much potential they have and how much they wanted to contribute.
As partnerships are key for any organizations to grow, right? Why should a corporate organization partner with you, or governments look you as a partner? Or why should someone, an individual, join your organization?
Okay. So I think the first important thing is basically the kind of mission that we are driving, right? So in India, if you look at the recent report published by the World Economic Forum, which is Education 4.0, it shows that there are 120 million children in India studying in the government school, do not have computers, do not have internet, and they don't know how to use it in a right manner for their career path or future readiness. So first of all, we need to understand the sense of urgency for the problem that we are trying to address, which is the digital gap. That one side, the India is growing, the country is growing, the world is growing, moving fast with the technology, high-paced technology. At the same time, there are millions of children who are lagging behind, right? They don't know, they don't have anything. So the first important thing for us, basically the people, if they are coming into the organization, that the passion, the problem, which we are trying to solve, the alignment with that problem, that is one. The second thing is basically that I think we are a team of passionate entrepreneurs. We are not just the individual, basically. So if you want to learn uh, what exactly the entrepreneurship look like, and if you want to work with the entrepreneur, right, the hustlers, then it's open. The corporate should respect, every person should respect the non-profit equally, the founders of the non-profit equally, the team members of the non-profit equally as they are considering the for-profit world. So I think that's also the mission that we are also driving for a longer term. That how can we reduce this gap and bridge this gap, and of course the impact basically that we are driving. Uh, However, I think that I'd be like more focused if I'll be at this place. It will be more like that since we are into startup phase, right? Just 50 people working and 50 to 100 people we are going to become. in next few months, I think the learning will be 10x compared to the structured organization, because we are open for other threads. So, for example, it is not restricting towards one vertical. If you are contributing to one vertical, if you want to contribute to other one, we will allow you to work basically.
Would you like to share the starting salary of a fresher candidate?
So the open, I think it depends. So for example, that for ground people who are working on the ground floor, it is 25,000. So it's a bracket of 20 to 25, almost 1.5 lakh basically, which is the maximum salary that we are giving currently.
Can you please share your social media handles where people can know more about Muskaan Dreams? One message that you want to share with the people or the youth listening this video?
When we are in the initial days, we should not focus more on the money mindset, right? Because this will limit yourself. This will create a lot of boundaries in your mindset, and you will be restricted with the work basically. I think if you are in your early days of your career, you should work like a hustler basically. Put your 1,000% basically in the work. Learn everything, right? Do whatever it takes. So in initial 3 years, dedicate yourself to that one skill or one thing which you would like to become a sort of mastered, right? Do not focus on basically that what you are getting, what you are not getting, how much you are getting doesn't matter. This will increase and this will become sort of 10x if you are able to become a master of that particular thing.